Hello, Bryna Parker here with Yoga Buzz. Let me just fix my sound real quick. All right. So welcome. I'm going to invite you to join me for a chair yoga practice. And all we'll need for this class is a chair with no sides, no arms on it. And you may find blocks to be helpful. You don't need these, but if you regularly use blocks for your practice and you have some handy, you may just want to grab those. That's just an option. All right. So thanks for joining me on this rainy April day. I'm actually excited for the rain. We see a lot of people out here doing yard work, so much needed rain to help us prepare our vegetables and our gardens and our flowers. So grateful for the opportunity, but hopefully it brought you inside and inside to practice with me. So we'll go ahead and get started. And if it's your first time joining me for chair practice, just going to invite you to move forward on your chair. So instead of sitting your butt all the way back to the end of the chair and resting your back on the backrest, we're really just going to use the base of the chair for support. So we're going to scoot forward about halfway through the chair, maybe a little further. And then take a look down at the feet. You place the feet in front of you, about hip distance apart. Maybe you take the ankles right under the knees. And we'll come tall in the spine. So we'll reach up through the crown of the head, and you can move around side to side just a little bit to begin to feel those sit bones, those two knobby bones at the base of the hips. And we're going to try to find a way to sit right on top of those bones. You can think about taking your shoulders over the hips. That's a good way to align. And then rest your hands maybe on the lap, or you can release the arms, let them hang by your side, whichever works best for you. I'm going to invite you to press into your feet, and you can connect to the big toe and the pinky toe. You can connect to the inner heel and the outer heel. So there's 4 points to the feet that are rooted down and firmly connecting. And this way we'll take a little bit of the weight out of the sit bones, placing some of that energy into the legs, creating some stability through the feet and the sit bones. So from here, perhaps you feel comfortable taking your gaze down towards the floor or closing the eyes. We'll just take a few moments to arrive in our yoga space, to arrive on our mat, and to begin to connect to ourselves, to the inner parts of our being, beginning to separate from the outside distractions. Tuning our mind into our breath, you may just begin to observe the natural inhalation and exhalation. And you can choose to inhale or exhale through the mouth, or maybe you want to inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the mouth, whatever feels best for you. And as you begin to find the breath, I invite you to extend the breath longer and fuller. You'll feel the body rise and expand on the inhale. The body will gently retract on the exhale. And just take a few rounds of breath to begin to connect to yourself and prepare yourself for this practice. Nothing to rush. Sometimes this can be the hardest part, beginning to commit to allowing all your awareness to stay focused on yourself. Keeping your feet pressing into the ground in front of you. Release your arms down by the sides and begin to turn the palms to face forward. You'll feel a rotation and opening the shoulders. See if you can gently lift the heart up towards the ceiling, spreading the fingers wide. On the inhale, we'll press into the feet. We'll reach the arms out wide, moving the arms all the way up overhead. On the exhale, release the arms down, out, and all the way back, reaching the fingertips towards the ground. Keep lifting the heart. You'll reach out and up overhead. Maybe you want to gently take your gaze up towards the fingers or towards the ceilings. That's just an option. Exhale, releasing the arms down by the sides. Fingertips reach towards your mat. Let's do that once more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. We're going to inhale up once more, reaching the arms out wide, up overhead. We're going to bend the elbows, bring the palms to touch. And as you exhale, float your hands down right in front of the heart. Maybe even lift the heart up towards the thumbs. Inhale, reach the arms back up overhead. Release the hands, stretch up. And then exhale, arms come all the way out, back down towards the ground. Let's do that a few times. Pressing into the feet, reaching the arms out wide, up overhead. Bending the elbows, palms touch. Exhaling, hands to heart. Maybe you lift the heart to the thumbs. On your inhale, you reach up. Exhale, release the hands, take them wide all the way down towards the ground. One more time, reaching out, up overhead, palms touch, bending the elbows. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. And exhale out wide. Good. I'm going to continue with some arm movements. So press into the feet. We're going to inhale, reach the arms out wide. Reach the arms up overhead. Maybe the gaze comes up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide. We'll take another inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to release the arms out to a T, coming straight out from the shoulders, palms face up. Your gaze could come straight ahead or towards the ceiling as you continue to lift the heart up. On the exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the hands, moving the arms towards the fingers, towards the back of the head. And then we're going to move the elbows towards each other as we gently round forward and bow in. Take a pause here. So the chin is moving towards the chest, the elbows are moving towards each other, and the hands are clasped towards the back of the head. Press into your feet. We'll inhale, lift the elbows, lift the head, open up, release the arms out wide, down by the sides. All right, let's try that again. Press into the feet, reach the arms out, up overhead. You can look up. And when your exhale comes, release the arms out to a T with the palms facing up, heart is lifted. We'll take another inhale here. On your exhale, you'll bend the elbows, moving the hands to clasp behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Now bring your elbows towards each other as you drop your chin towards the chest and you gently round forward. You should feel good opening the back of the shoulders. On your inhale, lifting the arms and the head, releasing out to the sides all the way down to the ground. We'll do this once more. Press into the feet, reaching the arms out, up overhead. You can look up. Exhale, release your arms out to a T, palms face up. We'll pause here. Find an inhale. And on your exhale, bending the elbows, fingers will interlace behind the head. You'll move the elbows towards each other as you gently drop the chin down and round the upper back. Let's pause here for a breath. Good. On your inhale, lifting the arms all the way back up. Head comes up, releasing the hands out wide. Nice. Let's roll through the shoulders just a few times. Take them forward, take them back. Just beginning to loosen up and unwind. All right. We're going to come into a gentle heart opening with a back bend. And taking your hands to the base of the back of the chair, begin to move your elbows towards each other. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other onto the back body. You'll begin to feel the heart lift in front of you. And we'll pause here for a breath. Keeping a connection with the feet, downward rooting energy into your feet. Maybe you see what it feels like if you gently lift the chin up, being very mindful with the movements of the neck. And then maybe you see how it feels if you bring the chin down towards the chest. And the shoulder blades are still squeezing onto the back body. Pressing into the feet, you can stay here, or you can begin to gently lean forward, bringing your arms towards straight. Still squeezing the shoulder blades back. Find a breath. Good. On your inhale, lift the head up, lift the torso, and release the arms out. You can shake that out. We're going to take a seated forward fold. So a couple options here. Some people like to fold right over their legs. Others might like to take their legs a little bit wider and fold in between the legs. You decide which one's going to feel good for you. But either way, we're still rooting into the feet. We're coming on top of the sit bones, and our hands can come to our knees for support. On the inhale, we'll reach the crown of the head tall. We'll find extension in the spine, and we'll just begin to gently lean forward. So bowing in. Remember, you can fold with the legs together or apart. Once you begin to lean in a little further, see how it feels. If you can rest your belly on the thighs, maybe you stay here, or you might think about letting the fingers, the hands slide down the legs. You can allow the arms to hang on the outside of the legs. And then see if you can release the crown of the head down towards the floor, letting the head hang. You might even shake the head out a little bit, twisting it side to side, loosening the neck. I'm going to call the breath back in here in this forward fold. Even though it's a little bit harder as our body is smashed. Just feel the belly expand against the legs. The body might gently lift on the inhale and fall with the exhale. Take a full inhale here. Maybe you exhale through the mouth. Let the body soften. Let's do that again. Big inhale. And on your exhale, let go. Nice. We're going to take our hands to the knees for support. Pull your elbows and your shoulders back. And you can press into the knees to lift the body all the way up. Good. And then you can walk the feet in about hip distance apart. All right, we're going to come into the rotation of the shoulder. So I'm going to invite you to take your left hand, take it across body to the opposite knee. On the inhale, we're going to lift the left hand up overhead. We're creating a big arc. And then we're going to begin to rotate the shoulder open, taking the hand all the way back behind us. On the inhale, we'll lift the arm up, come all the way overhead until the hand comes across body and lands back down on the opposite knee. And we'll begin to move through a few rounds this way. As you inhale, lift the hand up. Maybe your gaze, your eyes follow the fingertips, bringing the neck into this gentle rotation. And as you inhale, you lift the arm up. Big rotation through that shoulder socket. and set the hand down on the knee. Do two more just like this. Opening up, lifting your heart. We're opening through the heart space, through the shoulder, and maybe through the neck. Inhaling up, coming across body, tapping the hand down, opposite knee. Last one. Inhale. Reaching through the fingertips. Opening up through the heart space, through the shoulder. Inhale. Reaching back up overhead, bringing the hand down, opposite knee. Good. And then release. We'll try that on the other side. So right hand is going to come across body to the opposite knee. On your inhale, lifting the hand up overhead, creating this big arc, opening through the shoulder socket, opening through the heart. Gaze can follow the fingertips. Inhale, reaching up, coming all the way overhead, tapping back down on opposite knee. Begin to move with your breath. The inhale allows you to lift the arm up and back. And the exhale brings it around and forward. Two more like this without rushing. Slow, controlled, mindful movements. Connecting breath to movement. Bringing the hand down, opposite knee. Last one. Opening up with your inhale. Expanding through the heart, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, bringing the hand all the way around, back down to the knee. And release. All right. We're going to come back into, I'm going to offer the option to come into a wider leg stance. So walking your feet out, you might even scoot more towards the edge of the chair. And your toes can point forward or they can point out to the sides. And make sure you can create a good foundation by rooting down into the feet and finding the sit bones. We're going to start by taking our left forearm down towards the left thigh. We're leaning in, we're creating a little bit of a side body bend here. We're going to lift our right arm up and take the hand behind the head. So bending the elbow, hand comes behind the head, press the head back into the hand. Then here you're twisting your chest up and open towards the sky. You can even use this left hand, this forearm, to press into the thigh to create a little bit deeper twist. Take a breath here. Now your left forearm is going to stay just as it is on the leg. I want you to bring awareness to that top right elbow. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to begin to rotate the chest and the elbow down towards the ground. And as you inhale, you'll lift the elbow, open the chest back up, elbow presses towards the space behind you, gaze can come towards the ceiling. Let's do that again. Inhale, begin to rotate the chest and the elbow towards the ground. Inhale, lifting up, opening towards the ceiling, pressing the elbow back. We'll do one more. Rotating the chest and the elbow down towards the mat, towards the ground. Inhale, lifting up, opening the heart, pressing the elbow behind us. And we'll release the hand, lift the torso back up, come through center. Roll that out, and we'll try that on the other side. So now your right forearm is coming down to the thigh. You're leaning a little bit to the right, and you'll lift your left hand up. You're going to take the hand behind the head, bending the elbow, pressing the head into the hand. And we'll pause here. You're thinking of twisting your heart space open towards the ceiling. Your elbow is gently moving towards the space behind you. And you have a firm connection into both feet. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to rotate, moving the chest and the shoulder, twisting it down towards the floor. On your inhale, lifting the elbow and the heart, opening up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rotating forward, twisting down towards the floor. Inhale, lifting elbow and chest, pressing the elbow towards the space behind you as you rotate open. Let's do that again. Rolling forward, rolling back. Do one more because I lost track of the count. So we'll begin to rotate forward. And on your inhale, open up, lifting the elbow, lifting the chest. Take a pause. Find an inhale and an exhale. And then release that left arm down. And shake it out. Good. All right. We're going to keep our legs in this wider stance, keeping that firm connection to the ground. I'm going to invite you to take your hands out in front of you with the palms facing forward. And then here, just begin to create a little bit of energy between the hands. So we're not actually going to press the hands together, but we're going to create the motion as if we're squeezing the hands together, or we have a ball or a block between the hands. If you have a block and you want to feel that resistance, you can grab it, take it between the hands, and squeeze it with the palms. So creating that energetic action, let's now lift our arms up overhead. Palms are facing each other. We're squeezing energetically the palms towards each other. Gently pull the low belly in and up, and we'll take an inhale. Pressing into your feet. As you exhale, you'll begin to hinge forward from the hips, reaching the arms out in front of you. Make sure you're rooting your tailbone down and back. It's going to anchor you into this space so you don't feel like you're falling forward. Take a breath here with this extension. Good. And then press into the feet. We'll inhale, lift the arms all the way back up overhead. Maybe the gaze comes up. Let's do that again. Exhale, hinging forward, reaching with the crown of the head and the fingers, gently squeezing the arms towards each other. We'll pause here. Take a breath. Press into the feet. We'll reach the arms all the way back up overhead. Good. Let's do one more. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward, reaching with the crown of the head, sinking the tailbone down and back. Lift the low belly in and up. And we'll take 2 breaths here. One more. Good. And when you're ready, we'll lift the arms all the way back up. Release the arms. I always like to roll through the shoulders, roll through the neck. Just move that energy through the body. And we'll bring the feet back in towards each other. All right, we're going to move into a side seat. So I want to invite you to turn to the left and take your left foot out in front of you. You can turn all the way sideways on the chair, or some people just prefer to come more towards the corner of the chair, whichever one feels comfortable to you. And if you are coming completely on side of the chair, half of your hip and your butt are going to hang off the chair, and that's normal. But I just want you to keep awareness of not letting that hip fall off of the chair. We want to keep some engagement here so our hips stay on the same plane. Your back hand can come to the back of the chair. Your front hand can come right to the front corner of the chair for support. You're going to root into that front left foot and then begin to walk your right toes back and allow that right knee to drop down. We'll pause here for a minute, keeping the hips level. Energetically reach the knee down towards the floor. You might feel a little bit of a stretch there. And we're moving towards a lunge. So this is a great place to stay if you already feel the stretch. If you want to, you could begin to wiggle the toes back, or you can lift them up. You could even lift up off the chair for a moment and reposition yourself, finding as much or as little extension in that right leg as you prefer. So from this lunge posture, I'll invite you to brace the front body towards the spine. Gently hug your ribs in and back. We're going to inhale, lift the right arm up overhead, and take a bend to the left. Pause here. You might feel a gentle opening in the front of that right hip flexor. You can energetically keep moving that right hip down towards the ground, intensifying that stretch. Take one more breath here. This is great if you've been sitting for a while. This is opening up the front of the hips. And then inhale, lift back up through center. Release that right hand down. Make sure you have a firm foundation in the feet. We're going to take that right hand back towards that extended right leg. So it can tap on the thigh, or you can bring it to the hip, whichever one feels best for you. Find a firm foundation in that front foot. We're going to inhale, lift that back left arm up overhead. You could stay here, or maybe you take a very gentle back bend, lifting the heart, leaning back just a little bit. It's just an option, but stick with the breath. Good. You're going to release that back hand down to the chair. Bring your right hand up to the corner of the chair for support, and you'll begin to walk that extended leg back up. All right, then we're going to turn to the other side of the chair. And so this time your right foot is coming forward. Make sure you get a good connection there. That's your foundation. And if you feel like you can't root the foot down far enough into the ground, you can always grab a block and place the foot on top of the block. Holding on to the back of the chair, maybe the front corner of the chair for support. We'll begin to drop the left knee down, letting the left knee move towards the ground, but keeping the hips stable on the same plane. And you can pause here, just seeing how this feels. And you determine how far you want to walk your foot back for your lunge. So you might just wiggle the toes back a little bit. Maybe you lift the foot up and extend it out long. Maybe you lift the body up and reposition. Take a moment to create a good foundation into both feet and find some stability. On your inhale, we'll lift that left arm up overhead and we'll begin to take a bend to the left. Side bending, should feel a good opening here in the front of that left hip. Find a few rounds of breath here. Good. One more. And then we'll lift that left arm up overhead, release it down, coming back through center. From your foundation with the feet, brace your belly towards the spine, and then take that left hand back towards the left leg, either on the thigh or on the hip, whichever one feels best for you. Press into your front foot. We'll inhale, lift that back right arm up overhead. And you can stay here, or you could gently lean back, opening the heart, finding a small back bend. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Lifting the body back upright, releasing the hands down to the chair for support. You can begin to walk that back leg in, my creaky chair, and then turn back to face forward. All right, so before we come up to standing, I have one more seated movement for you. We're going to come into a seated pigeon posture, which is great for opening up the hips. And so this is a posture that you may want to use a block for. I'm going to give two suggestions. So the first suggestion would be to lift the left foot up and place the left ankle right on top of the right knee. So not hanging out to the side, but right there directly on top. The alternative option would be to walk the right foot out just a little bit and place a block inside the ankle on the tallest setting. And then you can lift that left foot up and place the left foot right on top of the block. So either foot on block or foot on knee. Either one of these will work. And then take your hands to the knees for support. Find the sit bones. Press into that right rooted foot. That's your foundation. Reach tall through the crown of your head. See if you can gently move your tailbone down towards the chair. And then we'll begin to hinge forward with a straight, long spine. Now think of your spine as long from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Come as far forward as you begin to feel a nice little stretch in the hip. Relax your shoulders down. Maybe you even want to drop the chin towards the chest, letting the head hang. And we're going to stay here for about 5 rounds of breath. We want to be gentle with the hips, allow them to naturally open. Finding maybe a fuller inhale and exhale. Letting the shoulders relax, softening the jaw, and the head is hanging. Nice, all right. Pressing into the hands, we'll gently lift the body back up, head lifts, torso comes up. And then you can release that left foot, set it down on the ground, and we'll move right into the other side. So you're either going to take that right ankle on top of the left knee, right on top, or you can take it onto the block inside the ankle. Either one of these. You're going to press firmly into that left foot. You come tall through the crown of the head, finding the sit bones, taking your hands to the thighs or the knees. We'll begin to hinge forward. As you do this, think about rooting the tailbone down and back, maybe pulling the low belly up and extending through the crown of the head. Leaning forward with a long, extended spine till you find the edge of the stretch. Making sure the edge of the stretch is a space where you can still call breath in fully and completely. Once you get to the edge, you'll release the shoulders, soften the jaw, maybe even dropping the head down, letting it hang. You might begin to feel some opening in the back of the neck. And then here we'll move through 5 rounds of a steady, full inhalation and exhalation. Maybe your body gently lifts on the inhale and drops on the exhale. Nothing to rush, taking your time, allowing your body to open softly. And when you're ready, you'll press into the hands, begin to lift the head and the torso back up. And you release that right leg down onto the ground. All right, so that completes the seated portion of the practice. I'm going to invite you to come up to standing. We're going to use the chair for assistance through some additional movements. So if you choose to come up, You're going to take the chair towards the top of your mat with the seat facing you. And we're going to start by coming into this supported tabletop posture. So our hands are on the middle of the chair, not the edge, not out here. We want to bring them to the center. And you can spread your fingers wide. You can also grab onto the sides of the chair. You'll take the bend out of the wrist. That might feel better if you have anything going on with the wrist. If the hands are on the chair, you're spreading the fingers wide. Your shoulders are over the wrists, and then just maybe walk the feet back a little bit so that the hips are over the heels, over the ankles. You can extend the crown of the head forward. We'll start by just bracing the belly up towards the spine. We'll just pause here with a straight, flat back. And then when your inhale comes, we'll release the belly down towards the ground. We're going to lift the head, pull the heart through the arms, and lift the sit bones towards the ceiling. As you exhale, pull your navel point back up towards the spine. You're rounding the back, dropping the head down. Press into the hands to round the upper back. Inhale, dropping the belly down, pulling the heart through, taking the gaze up. Exhale, pulling navel point towards spine. So a few rounds of cat-cow, moving our spine through extension and flexion. One more in each direction. And then release, and we'll come back through center. Bracing the belly up towards the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. We'll play with balance. So shift your weight into the right foot and extend your left leg out long behind you, reaching through the heel. It doesn't matter how high you lift the leg, you can have it closer to the ground. And then see how it feels if you begin to shift weight into the left hand and come up onto right fingertips. And if you feel stable there, maybe you lift that right hand up to the top of the chair, or you could lift it off and reach it all the way out in front of you. So your fingertips are reaching in front of you, your heel is reaching behind you, and the belly is firm. Gaze could come down towards the mat. Take an inhale, and an exhale. Good. And then we'll release the hand and the foot down to the mat. And then pedal through the knee. So bend one knee, and then bend the other knee, pressing into the hips, side to side. All right, we're going to try that on the other side. So starting in tabletop, belly is firm, crown of the head is extended. We're shifting weight into the left foot. We'll lift the right foot up and reach the heel out behind us, reaching through the heel of that foot. You can see how it feels to come up onto left fingertips. Maybe you take the hand towards the top of the chair. Maybe you reach the arm out in front of you. Bracing the belly in and up, finding this extension, pulling the body into opposite directions. Good. Then when you're ready, you can release the hand and the foot down, and you can pedal, pressing through the knees. All right. From here, we're going to step it back to downward dog. So before you move your feet, spread your fingers wide, press into the index finger and the thumb, and then begin to walk the feet back towards the back of the mat, extending through the arms. You can drop the head down so the ears come by the forearms, lifting the sit bones up. Take a breath here. Same thing here. You could bend one knee, And then bend the other. This is going to take a little bit of a stretch before we move through a few rounds of a supported sun salutation. All right. And from here, let's walk it up. Come into a forward fold. So you're bending forward. You could come down onto forearms if that feels okay. Drop the crown of the head down towards the chair. Shake it out. And we're going to plant the hands on the chair once more. Straighten the arms. Lift halfway to a flat back, reaching out through the crown of the head. On your exhale, bend the elbows, bowing towards the chair. Press into the feet as you gently bend the knees. We're going to rise up to standing. You can bring the hands through heart center, or you can reach them out wide. Reaching up, looking up, and then pulling the hands into the heart. We'll move through a few rounds of a sun salutation, starting here in mountain pose. Feet are firmly rooted down. We'll inhale, reaching arms up overhead. On your exhale, we'll bow forward, hinging from the hips, taking the hands down to the chair, releasing the crown of the head towards the chair. On your inhale, straighten the arms, lift halfway up, flat back. Exhale, bowing in. All right, we're going to step back with the right foot only. Take the right foot towards the back of the mat and put a bend in that front knee. Here you're going to pull the heart through and take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, step the back foot up, find a forward fold. On your inhale, straighten your arms, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, bowing in. On the other side, we're going to step the left foot back to the back of the mat, moving towards a lunge, bending that front knee. Pull your heart through the arms and take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the head down, stepping the back foot up, forward fold. On your inhale, we'll lift halfway up, flat back. Exhale, folding in. Press into your feet. We'll rise all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up overhead. Maybe you look up. Hands come into the heart. Nice. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, find your forward fold. Bowing towards the chair, hands come down, release the head. On your inhale, straighten the arms and lift halfway up, flat back. Exhale, bowing in, releasing the head. Stepping back with the right foot towards the back of the mat. Bending that front knee, you'll pull the heart through, take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the head, step the back foot up, find your forward fold, releasing the head. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold in once more. We're going to step back with the left foot towards the back of the mat. Bend that front knee, pull your heart through as the gaze comes up. Exhale, release the head, step the back foot up, forward fold. Take a breath here. On your inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, bowing in. Gentle bend in the knees as you press into the feet. We'll raise all the way up to stand up, reaching the arms overhead, and then hands can come into the heart. Pause here for a breath. On your inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Grab a hold of your right wrist. Take a bend to the left. Inhale, lift up through center. Grab onto the left wrist. Take a bend to the right. Inhale, up through center. Release the arms down by the sides. All right. So I'm going to invite you to come into meditation or rest. So you can come to sit in your chair, or you can come to lie down on your couch, your bed, your mat, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And as you're getting set up and settled in, I'm just going to encourage you to begin to soften through the face. Maybe you wiggle the jaw. You might want to gently separate the teeth to release any clenching. You smooth out the space through the forehead and the eyebrows. You close the eyes gently and allow your eyes to relax, to sit heavy into the socket. Gently allow your shoulders to move away from the ears. Connecting once more to your natural breath. We'll invite in a little bit of quietness as we soften into rest. See if you can keep all your awareness tuned into yourself. You can hear the sound of your breath moving in and out. You can feel the energy of the breath as it physically moves the body. I would like to invite you to stay here for a bit longer. Maybe it's 2 more minutes, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 20. But taking some time to rest in your body. So I'll leave you here, but I will close out by bringing my hands to my heart and bowing in towards myself, towards my fingertips, coming into gratitude. And then bowing towards each of you for making this happen, for creating yoga space in your home or your office or wherever you are, and allowing yourself, giving yourself this amazing gift of yoga, movement, and mindfulness for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your support. Peace to you, and offer namaste. Thank you.